Okay, let's see if this works. Okay. Don't click that just yet. Let's see. Ooh, oh, might be working. Great. Okay, that's good to see. Great. Cause no, last time we had that little problem. I don't know if I should get started with that too soon off the gate, but yeah. Remember last time, if you were there on Thursday last time. I don't want to jinx it just yet, but it was not fun. Not a fun time. Hello people. Hello, whoa, everyone's here. Let me show you my face as it still got little crust and stuff in my ass. Okay, sorry. Hello. Welcome. Who do we got here? Starter. Always good to say Tamiko, dog artist, cool name, and Extreme Bros 58. Cool. Nice guys. Nice names. Everyone's here. Yeah, legit. Hello everyone. I'm feeling at least a little bit you know, a little bit calmer than last time, at least I know more information about. I'm gonna just jump right in to everything here. That the Kappa COPPA law thing, whatever you want to call it, probably with the A is part thing. It's not good. Just beside like all the service level of like, you know, if it's set for kids, then just how many things you lose. So it's like a lot of other things kind of revolve around that too. That it's not a good situation. Yes, I need to link it. I forgot to do that because I want to make sure that it actually worked. So let me do that one quick for you guys. I need to go to Discord, me, streams, link. See if that works. And then in Twitter, this is what I usually do in that opening loading bar because this is really boring to look at. Okay. Hey, Padra. Let's see. Anyone else? Cookie. Yes. Okay. Quitting YouTube. It's a big possibility. Is the scary part that if everything is the exact same, if it's even worse, then that'll be even more to go with that. But it, as it stands, the FTC has a thing. I just don't know what to call it, but it's COPPA for children. Oh, private policy. I don't know what it actually is. It means, if you're unaware, which is not too big of a surprise, but for people like me who create content and it just happens to be bright and colorful and using cartoon characters that would appeal to a child, means that, let me make sure this works. I am very susceptible and have been to be said to the Kappa's. It's really hard to talk about legal stuff as I'm thinking about this. Basically, that if you say like your content is more targeted, but like indirectly, it's such a gray area right now of like what exactly do you mean by all that. But it's like if it's somewhat close to being, there we go. Close to being targeting towards a child, be it bright colors, cartoons, story time, arts and crafts, is what they all said. How do I lock it? There we go. So I'll play with that. Now I got this. So now I'm just gonna draw the final outline to all this. So hopefully it should be pretty chill. I'll just be able to trace this and make this look a little better. That's basically what we're doing. So let's see if everything else is working. Hi Giddy. Let's see. So that means a lot of things will be very messed up come next year. So let me make sure there's anything else going on here. So I can save my videos. Use these upload videos. Save as in actually download your videos, or preserve it to be not be accessible to the robots to be set to be it or not. Because I think for the latter, I don't think there is. And that's the main problem, is that there's no easy way right now to just say like, oh, I meant this to be for you know, a general audience or something, but the FTC and COPPA means that if it looks like it could be because of the other factors, then it'll more probably be changed to that. That was okay. Sorry about that. I think I probably put like deleted YouTube as one of my bad words. I guess download is because we did. I don't think YouTube will get deleted. Yeah, there's a bunch of little tools like that. But if they're like super old, then that's gonna be, I guess, slightly hard. I usually just put them in a folder, and then I just gotta just have them as, you know, like all the assets that I've used to make that video will be in that folder. So I don't really think about it too much, because I've made a big library of those videos anyway. So, yeah. But yeah, the whole thing is that, to summarize, is that the COPPA, which I think is probably like an amalgamation of like Europe laws as well as American laws trying to come together just to make sure that thinking of children is what they really want. And the crux of it is, I don't think many people are saying too often about it, is that it's primarily, in a way, from my understanding, I'm not a lawyer, is that it's more about that cookies are following kids. For YouTube, that means that all the what they call personalized ads are following children around, and that's a invasion of their privacy and their whatever private information that they have. So I somewhat disagree with that it's not quite about that, or how that is actually not really damaging too much. It becomes more of a just, because obviously with the personalized ads on YouTube, they don't really, from my understanding, actually you know, actually collect actual personalized information. Like if I was a kid and I watched a video, I don't believe YouTube will find out my name and address and all that and carry that with me, so when I watch another video, it'll be a more personalized experience or something like that. From my understanding, I don't think that's the case, which seemed to be what the COPPA and FTC, I'm just going to say both so I can make sure that that's all set together, is what they're trying to change, amalgam, what's the lawyer way to say that? Make sure that the kids are safe with that in mind. So, I just don't hear from older, like, I watched like several videos last night. I'm trying to research and just figure out the situation out for myself. But at least for my dad, who sort of worked with these kind of laws and trying to figure it out for his like his job, he has to work on that too. So it's like, okay, we kind of have this feeling about it. So he still feels like that. It's not quite what they probably want to focus on the most. So it's pretty silly of what, you know, it's like going back to like to Facebook court thing where they had Zuckerberg, you know, trying to explain what a Facebook ad is to, you know, everyone, to the whole, you know, to all those old people. It's like those memes of, well, how do you, you know, gain money from YouTube? And it's like, Zuckerberg's like, we run ads. So that's the main problem, is that these ads have cookies that then follow and track and whatever else to children. So that's the main thing that I'm taking away from, is that. So if on a turn that then leads into that, if your thumbnail, title, whatever, by machine algorithm happens to pick up that it's thinks that, well, that's bright and colorful and has a cartoon and or this and that, they will just flag it automatically and say like, we think by our standards that that's for kids, right? Or it could be misconstrued to be bright and colorful to lure a child in with it, with that thumbnail and or art and other metadata like that. So to that end, it supposes it is fair with that, but I just don't quite agree with how they're trying to do it and just the amount of extreme measures that they pretty much want to go against free speech is what I'm more worried about. That if I set this stream to I don't even know what the terms are now, children showing only, or it could be appealing to a child, then I would not be able to talk to any of you, and I would be in a lone room by my own, you know, just pretty much how I am usually, but I won't be able to talk to you guys. So at least for now, the law is not in effect. They'll have a ruling, or like some kind of hearing, I think is what they call it, in December, and then in January they'll have the, I guess, final vote or some kind of vote or some kind of thing to figure it out. So how we doing now? Boop boop boop. I gotta say, content. Yes. Okay. But I don't know if my content is child safe, what even counts. Yes. Do I wonder about that even count enough? They'll find it no matter what. I think it's the thing. So yeah, I could probably show, like, probably be easier just to show my Twitter picture that I had. Just to sidetrack a little bit. This is a screenshot of my YouTube dashboard of inside of my Twitter. So just FYI for that. So these are 2017 videos. About half of these just here. The main thing is made for kids, set by YouTube. So that's what the machine algorithm, all that is saying. That's what they're saying. Is that by this thing that they're adding is just saying that they believe that everyone's gonna believe this robot until the robot is fixed, or people come in and say, I don't think that's right, robot. What are you doing? But right for now, we're all gonna have to believe this robot to say that that's what some of these videos are, some of these aren't. It's really weird. But if I go to the other picture, these are 2013 videos. Some of these are eligible for money because had copyright music in it, which I didn't know at the time. But the main thing is that every one of these is set to made for kids. I was a kid at the time, so I could do that too. But all of these have been set. If I disagree and say it's not for kids, but the robot says it is, that's where the fine is, and that's where the consequences comes in. So I want to get back to my stuff. I want to keep drawing. That's what I like to do. So the problem is that if I disagree, then there'll be consequences out of my control for, what was that, 13 minus 9? You know, like old videos, which basically, it's hard because that's basically what my channel is all those videos that, from a political man's point of view, would mean that is for children. So by that process, then if it is for children, that means that you can't have a whole bunch of stuff. That means you can't have personalized ads, for one. That's the big thing. But YouTube just went ahead and probably just had to follow along with the laws of everything else, that no comments, no community tab, no comments on live streams. It just keeps going. Like, there's actually like a whole bunch of them, rules like that. So it is very, very messed up now that no matter, I don't know if it's American located or not, but I guess if your video just happens to be shown in America, which, whoops, every video can be, unless it's music related, or copyrighted like that, then you're gonna be consequenced. Whatever you want to call it. That. I'm gonna move this up. Let me click. Can I do that? How do I do that? Is that? I forgot how OpenTunes worked. There we go. That's still 1. No, I want this to be 2. Oh. Forgot how this works. Maybe I can. Sorry, I'll get back into whatever I'm doing here. And then draw. Look here. Draw. I can't draw. What can I draw? Can I go here? Can't draw at all. Uh-oh. Can I go here? Now I can draw. Okay. But I want this one to be 1, and then this one 2, and then that one 2. Now we go on 2 and draw. Okay. That was weird. Let's see how everything else is going. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Sorry about that. I'm slow. Yes. Uh-huh. Other stuff. Other stuff. Okay. Yeah. The possible to enforce. Oh, hi, Beatrice Lim. Hello. You're trying to really decide stuff. Yes. Yes. Do they still have comments if it stands for kids? Right now they do. Everything will change in January. That's when everything's locked, and if it's set to kids, then all the things will come into effect. But for right now, because it's not enforced, I guess, YouTube and I guess everything else wants to be have it set up, you know, leeway time, I guess, to figure anything out. Because I can go to my older ones and there's still comments. So I believe that everything is still unlocked until January, which it locks. So if I disagree with the auto flag, and then you get trouble. Yes. Right, Cookie. Lots just need to come over. Well, whatever you said left. It's interesting, yeah. We go back to that Facebook case, and it's like, yeah, they don't really know what a computer is very messed up, because you have to rely on that. That didn't work. There we go. Okay. Cool. I did a thing. Okay. I'd like to just draw, please. Forgot all my button now. Okay, hang on. I just gotta trace this now. So yes, so recap that everything is still in weird beta mode. Even YouTube even said that they're not going to be finalized with all of the consequences and all of that until later on. So even like the comments or other stuff like that might be changed, but I doubt that they'll change a lot of the things, because it seems like a lot of them seem to be just like trying to listen to the government. Because again, it's not YouTube's fault. It is, but they're not the ones who's actively trying to make these exact laws, if that makes sense. They're trying to follow along with what the FCC says, which means that they have to follow along with a lot of stuff. So, yeah. So, problem with that is that people who are doing it are not internet savvy as much as most of us are. So, it becomes frustrating because we have to follow along with what they say because they're obviously more empowered than us. So it's like, oh, but you're not literate with a computer as much as we are. So it's like, great. So we just gotta listen to you even though you don't know what you're doing. Yeah, yes. The trouble with using a bot is pretty bad. But we gotta trust the bot on this one because they got it right this time, you know? This is where it's important, you know? I don't agree with it either. Because I even made like a little chart somewhere. Open. Here's my stuff. Yeah, this. I made this notepad thing. So this is... I did it per 50 videos. So... possible to see. This is just my math that for every 50 videos or so, I calculated how many of them were flagged for kids. So 8 of them out of 50 and then 10. But basically, the big thing is that roughly 43 out of my 180 or so videos on my channel alone have been flagged for kids. That's only 23% percentage. So that means that I believe, and just in my defense, that I believe like over 90% of my videos are made for children or have thumbnails that would appeal to a child. So I think it'd be way higher than 23%. So for it to be really low in this case, it just is really weird. 77% is not for kids. This isn't counting live streams. These are just pure uploads, my cartoons, and other random stuff. So, but still only less than a quarter, if they went through all of them, is really low when you think about it. That's not quite what it probably should be. So if I have to agree on that, then that's not going to be too much fun. If I have to eventually you know, defend my case on it, then that's not going to be fun at all. So, and it's not able to track the ones that I thought would be, but it's doing the ones that I think, at least for now, it's just finding the ones that have bright thumbnails. So like my ones at night, like my Halloween ones, I think those are not, but sometimes they are, so it's like, I don't even know. I don't think it's counting like content within, which I guess would be more harder to find. Like if one of them, you know, within would have like questionable content in it, then that would be not determined within that scan, I suppose. 1/4, yes. AM. Sorry again. I forget how to say that. Yes, we had some trouble last time with the stream one not working. So now we're getting back into it. Okay. So this one now needs to be 1. Extend that out. Extend that out. Extend it out to here. It's supposed to be 3. Sorta. How does that work? If I draw there, that's still 1. So I have to cut that. And then just start drawing, I guess. And then it become... No, I'm on that one. So I guess I'm not highlighting it. Now I'm on 3. Okay. So... I guess you just need to draw this, but I also need to know what the other one looks like, I guess. So it gets kind of confusing about it. So you want to make sure when you want to draw your final line art that it looks more similar to the final one into one, or else it'll be really hard. Okay. I wish the chat was longer. I can't see everyone's things. The little box is really short, so I'm only seeing like so many things. So that's the only something. So it got removed. Ooh, sorry about that. Just gave you a pop-up for flagging what it is. I just said try to turn it up. Unless the problem with that is if it's a video that you meant it to not be for kids. Let's say you want an adult video or so. Not exactly in that way, but just to be opposite of child. I'll say it's an adult video, but it has a bright, flashing, cartoony thumbnail. Might be at a face. I'm not sure if they're looking for faces or if they're just looking for illustrations or if it's just the you know, if it looks sorta, you know, sorta questionable, I guess. I don't know what to really say about it. That's just like, it's not quite, it looks enticing to a child, I suppose, is what it really just boils down to. Whether or not it'll be flagged or not. With that machine learning, you know, we got smart robots now that know everything. I always go back to that Jeopardy with the IBM computer. That in the final Jeopardy round, the category was U.S. cities, and then the robot for its final Jeopardy said Toronto. So I think we can really believe like our YouTube bots able to figure things out just like that. So we should be in good hands with, you know, that IBM robot was supposed to be one of the smartest ones. You know, it can play Jeopardy, but it got a final Jeopardy wrong because it was confident in it. Boop boop boop. Okay. See you, dark artist. Where are gonna take this? Oh, I'm actually really slow. So once I kinda, it's about 30 or so frames here. But I think I repeat a couple of them. It's mostly just trying to trace what I have now, and so it should be, each picture should be pretty quick. So I'm not sure exactly when those will get it done. I thought about just trying to finish it maybe in 2 streams, so next stream I should be able to have something, I guess. By then, I'm not sure. So I guess now, for now, I just want to take my time on this. Yeah. Let's see. So that isn't good enough. Uses human moderation. Legally publisher over 7,000. That's probably what they wanted to avoid, yes. That they want to just have like an excuse and out to say like, oh, well, the robot did it. That means that, you know, a human's not responsible for that. You know, like some kind of mess up or some kind of thing in the system. And it's like, oh, well, the robot did it, so don't worry about it. It's frustrating because it comes at a time like so late into the game now that it's like, you know, that have been doing these, cartoons and stuff for a general audience, I believe. I don't think most of you are what the government would call like minors or anything. So for me to now have to like back switch and say like, whoops, I guess all this time, I guess I was making appealing thumbnails, titles, whatever they're looking for. That means that if I, making these now, from henceforth of January, that means that I get punished and lose a bunch of my community stuff, I feel like super unfair. So it's just super frustrating to like have free speech and then, now that I know that's what it's like to be having it taken away, that's not fun at all. I feel like I just gotta make a line just to be able to draw that. So it's been really weird time of like, I know like last time I was just trying to, it was the freak out moment, it was the what's going on, what am I supposed to do kind of feeling that it's like it's not, it was like sinking in already that this isn't gonna be good. All this kind of encompasses of what this is scary. So I'm scared of what the future holds now because I'm not sure of what I'm really supposed to do. Like, if I say that I am kid friendly, then a lot of things will be taken away from me because I'm making kids-ish content or things that could appeal to a child means that I lose free speech. Is very disheartening and very sad for me. So I'm just in a weird bewilderment phase now. I'm just trying to figure out like what am I really supposed to do at this point in time. It's just not fun. That last night I had a pretty bad sort of breakdown that's just like I didn't know what to do. So let's see. Yes. In Minecraft, cool. Dream world. Oh. Look at the miner. And again, miner itself is not a definition across countries either, so that kind of gets annoying as well. And it's like, oh, well, if you're, like 16 or 17 is different, or 14 is like, that's not quite helpful. Because then it's like, well, like all these things that we're trying to change now with YouTube, it's like, oh, but if I lived here, then it would be different. So it's like, gotta go with American laws, which seem to be fairly low, but it's doable. So it's like, okay, so like I had a lot of future plans. Like I have my movie and everything set. So it's like, now where should I do it? Like it just kind of back bubbles, and I'm trying to figure out like what really to do, because this sort of means that if I want to have all my features and all my fun stuff, like community and able to have people talk in live streams and all of that, that means that either I guess I would have to make some way more mature things, or at least for now have the thumbnails be muted. I even thought to have my thumbnail be black and white because I felt like that'll be some kind of way to get around it. But I think there's even the rule of if you somehow abuse the system in some way, then you can get in trouble for that. So there's that. So it's just finding alternatives, I guess, is a good place to start. For like other video sharing sites and stuff. So So I just, you know, shop around and figure out like what other platforms would be, I guess, okay, or not really. Definitely better would be nice, but because I got so much reach from doing videos on Aggressive Daily, it meant that I was able to have more reach than I probably should have. So yeah, it's fair though. Forgot the gut. It's just frustrating because, you know, a year ago I would have been fine, you know, making all these videos and content, but now at fast as that, it's like you gotta rethink your entire structure. That you're making a cartoon, who even cares what's in it? That's got a bright thumbnail and or cartoon and or telling stories. Robot says yeah, and then you gotta just go with it. So it's like no way to go around it. It's just super just automation is ruining a lot of this, because it's gonna just agree with the robot of like how this is supposed to work. Yeah, so my plans are really up in the air. I'm not sure what exactly really I want to do for the future. Is the main scary and frustrating part that, well, now what? Is now trying to figure that out. So I know for people, you know, who either have no clue what is really scary about this, or know what the plan is for all this is. This is bigger than a regular like YouTube tune-up. It's what this kind of boils down to, is that it's much bigger because we're just trying to just get lawyers involved is the main issue. So there's already like people making videos saying like I'm gonna quit because they make cartoons and other stuff like that. So I feel like I might have to get into that boat, but at least I want to wait till we get there. So I'll still make cartoons, at least, you know, I'll make the what's it called, Christmas video, and then I'll see where that goes in January. So I'll probably have an open month, I suppose, in January, where I can just feel it out and then see, you know, how the people are dealing with it and see how they do it. But otherwise, it's just gonna be a weird time where I'm not sure what really to do. Really just how to go about it is the main thing. One option is just, I guess, there's a whole bunch of different options, but it's still trying to figure out like which one will maintain everything that I would like is gonna be one of the more important ones for me. Of course, there's deleting a channel or like making a new channel, but then all that will start from square one. So it's like everything that I built up for 6 years is like it's gone. There's just being no monetization, but then there's, if I get rid of monetization at all point, then that might you know, help the robots say like, oh well, we'll skip over you because you're not making any profit out of this. So that was one of the main points with that, was that they want to, again, the main crux is that they don't want cookies following kids. If you take anything out of this stream for today, is that we don't want no cookies following no kids. And then that's why we're in this situation. It's because of that. Let's see. Then you have to go for it. Seems like you do pretty well. Automation, but technology isn't ready to be fun in such a much way. Yeah, especially with the billions of videos that we got in here, that they'll probably mess up with the feed. Already like 50%, at least my videos. It's probably affects progress on Oh, different movie. Probably, but I don't think it actually changed too much because I haven't been working on it for months. So I wouldn't say that quite yet. That will be a thing that would be looked into more once things kind of settle down, I think. So I still will probably work on it. Hopefully, I would like to say from time to time. But for now, there's no real progress on it just yet. So, one of the other ideas is if my channel becomes full kids only because everything has been pony related, it would seem that an option would just be okay with that, and then if I want to do live streams, which won't work because there'll be no interaction, which is pretty much the fun of it, which means I would have to go to another type of streaming or live streaming service. So I was thinking of like other ones that I've been to or know about, like Picardo or Twitch, I guess. Like I can do one of those. But like just moving like the whole, essentially the whole family over is where it gets more tricky. That all of you guys, it's like, how am I gonna shift all of you guys into one of these other platforms to be able to see me? It is gonna be a problem. So I'm not sure about that quite yet. Either, so I'll just have to plan for the worst, which is really upsetting because, you know, obviously I don't want to think about it like that, but I feel like with all this that there's just too much at stake, and to lose that is just not going to be, definitely won't be profitable at that point. The other thing was that they had a nice list of everything. I think it was either from YouTube or not, but they had some kind of a thing where they outlined everything that you will lose. One of them was the thing that I'm trying to remember now. I think just be able to just talk on live streams is probably the biggest thing that I'm thinking of. So it's a big shame. It's just frustrating because it's like, by being the good boy and following everything that I thought would be good, and for doing things that I like and have fun with and able to share with people, is now a huge consequence burden that I have to rethink my entire life now kind of a situation. Is not what I thought would happen. So yeah. So I'll have to start looking for either like commissions or like other things to, if I lose all my ways of receiving a payment, be able to pay for such other luxuries. I will have to start looking for that too. So this is a life-changing kind of a situation that I was not prepared for, so it's just frustrating that it comes at a time when I felt like I'm pretty confident, I'm having fun with all this, that life is now changing everything. And I know because even the nearly 0.25% of my videos are being flagged, so if I say no, then the robot will say, well, I thought so, and then I could be punished. So it becomes that kind of situation, which it's not fun. Okay. I tried you off with, yeah, with the movie. Yes, thank you, Star. It seems to be pretty bad, just the way that it becomes more of a, it doesn't seem like It's another, oh, YouTube changed how the verified button looks, or we changed where videos are, or recommendation videos are now not there. This seems to be federal, you know, could get very messy kind of feeling kind of stuff. So it's definitely something to take more consideration into, to not take, I'm not going to take too lightly, because I'm personally affected by it, so I'll have to think about it very closely and read up on everything, which I've done and watched some videos. I watched the official Q&A with that lawyer guy, so I watched all that, and that's says to me that they know what the problem is and able to articulate it, but it still seems like there might not be exactly fluent with all the other, you know, situations that could be. So, okay. Okay, it's still on YouTube for now is the problem. Because audience, oh, that was another thing. If it's a kids made video, made for a kids video, then it won't be searchable. So I think if you try and query and search for it, then it probably won't show up. I think that's how that works. So for now, all the content is viewable for all my videos. For now, is viewable. So the audience is another thing. I'm just not sure because my subscriber count is slowly going down, so it's just a little bit weird that now I'm not sure what really to do now, because it's like it's kind of the end of the world with everything. People are it's nice that you're trying to help me with that, but it's hard to get through. It's hard to adhere it, right? Yeah, Bloom's happy. Videos aren't searchable, then what is even the point? Exactly. It would mean that, hang on. It would mean that I would assume, I'm not sure about this, that it would only be searchable within YouTube Kids app. I'm just not sure what that would mean. Well, you won't get notifications either. So if I upload a kids video, you won't get notified, and you can't search for it, and you can't leave a comment. So it exists in this void where you're not able to really interact with it at all, or know about it, or you won't be notified about it. So it's like it doesn't exist. I think is what they're trying to do, which is even less fair. That it's just like, oh, okay, well, now it doesn't exist in this realm of, you know, the point of everything that you're trying to do, so now what? That's why it gets tricky, because there's just so many things that if it's a kid's video, which, by the definition of everything that they're trying to say is that my videos would be, so that's why it comes back around that is scary. With all that. The problem is that it's not YouTube exactly at this point. It's kind of like, you probably not know about this, but there was a lawsuit with Adobe, which made the other animation programs out of me using a whole bunch of other stuff, After Effects, Photoshop. Get that context in. They got into their own lawsuit with an audio company that said, the audio company said, like, we only want you to be able to sell to Adobe one product at a time. Don't have a subscription service. But we all know that Adobe has a subscription thing where you can basically buy like all the Creative Cloud stuff like all at once. So that means that Adobe cannot sell I guess at this point they had like older versions, I guess was the specific one, so you cannot buy the CS versions of Adobe products. So we'll be able to get the legendary versions of a whole bunch of different products, like essentially Photoshop and Flash. Like, if I want to re-download, if I deleted my Flash CS6, I won't be able to re-download it, is basically what that means. So, at that kind of point, is it YouTube's fault, and is YouTube being unfair? It's kinda, I feel like it's sort of the same situation where this is the US government's fault more so than YouTube's. YouTube is trying to follow all the weird government laws, essentially. So that's I want to make sure that that's more of a clearer point to that then. So I agree that YouTube has to follow all its rules, but it seems that they might have done their own sort of things, because obviously a politician wouldn't say specifically to YouTube and say, hey YouTube, make sure that you do this and this and this to make sure that you comply with all of this. It feels like maybe YouTube might have done it on their own, of figuring out different things that they might seem like extra credit or something. Say like a professor saying like, oh, look at me, I've done this as well. Is that okay? Kind of a feeling. So sorry Darren, I don't listen to those. It's we grab generational gap get smaller. That might happen. I'm just not gonna count on that. Yeah, once more politicians become more digital age fluent, then things might start changing around. At least for these kind of laws. But at the meantime, we just have to agree with everything that they're saying for right now. So right now, you can make kid content, but at the cost of a whole bunch of stuff. Well, we won't be able to communicate with community and lose a bunch of free speech rights. So, digitally running about it here. Yeah, something like that. Let's see. We're about halfway done with this. That's pretty good. So I draw this there. Still does that. That's annoying. Whoa. Let's move this one up. Extend that out. Draw here. Is that what I want? Where did my thing go? I drew that. I don't know. Is that it? There's 7. So I'm still not used to how this works. Maybe. If I extend this, go here, draw 8. Okay. Keep forgetting how to draw that. Yeah, we'll draw a couple more. But yeah. I know that this whole stream is about that, but it's still a big thing that still needs to be taken seriously, at least at this point. We're still in the trying to figure things out. What does this mean phase? What does this mean for me? So yeah, again, you can make kids content, but you might not want to, is the problem. And then in the coming months, and especially in January, that's when I believe, again, that's when things are going to lock and everything that we've been talking about will come into effect. You should be able to find out all this information from your YouTube studio. So if you don't see exactly what I mean by a lot of that, then you should be able to search that up and go research things. Obviously, if you're not making content stuff, or you have like maybe like one video and it just happens to be flagged, then I don't know if just deleting it like solves the issue. I guess it would, because it doesn't exist. So I guess that might be a thing to do. It just doesn't seem like it's gonna be like an end-all figure things out kind of a thing, where if I did that, then I won't have any other ramifications or anything like that. I'm just not sure at this point again what really the best action to do is not quite clear, because it's not quite clear of what's really going on either. So at least for now, figure out whether you have been scanned to see whether what you've made has been or not been scanned to be seen if it was made for children or not, just based on thumbnail and title alone, not really what the content exactly is, which is probably more important to some people, and I guess 90% of people would probably want to know what's actually inside the video rather than if the picture and the thumbnail is pretty, which why would you not want an attractive thumbnail in the first place is just all messed up. So yeah, I'm just not sure what really to tell people now as like a thing to do. So it's just freaking out of what to do about that. Oh hey Petey, we're talking about Kappa. If you any probably know about that, but if we don't want to talk about that, that's okay. But otherwise, I think we're nearly done with this. Should be wrapping up. Let's see how that's looking. That's definitely a thing. Yep. Let's see. See if we can add more details or try to hint that there's more hair. Let's see. And it kind of goes maybe down, or you can see more there. Let's see. What does the future hold? At least for now, I'm feeling doom and gloom. I did register for Dailymotion of all things, so I have an account to be able to make things there. I'm just not sure, you know, if that can sustain me. Yeah, let me get some water first. Okay. Let's see if we can basically just turn that off. Let's see. Turn that off. C7? No, that doesn't work. Oh, there we go. Because I basically need to redraw. Why is it 1 again? If I extend this, go down here, draw. There we go. Now it's 9. So basically you just need to draw this and then transform it. So that's about what we need to do. Okay, here we go. It's again, it's just frustrating for now right now. Kind of ran out of things to say. But anyway, let's see. But you can read up on all the rules on it online, Druida. I think even there is a document for at least what the COPPA is, or what it wants to do, like it's mentioned and stuff, or like that was more general because obviously it's not made for all the YouTube bits. So if you want to just learn about all that and what rights you can get from there, or what they want to get from that, you can read about that. But otherwise, it just seems to be a lot of gobbledygook of like, well, Q&A of like, well, what if I have this, you know, this media online? What does this mean for me? Kind of a stuff. Like, how can I protect my child from this? What does it mean by get your parents' permission first? Do I have to do that for every website that I go to? It's like, probably. So just read about that. Wanted that on. And, you're right. I'll draw this one in. Glad that the stream worked today. I had a problem with the beginning of it where it wasn't... It seemed to have deleted all of my preferences. I guess that's just because it added the, it added the function to add a "This is made for kids" button, which means I had to go to the live control deck instead of my YouTube studio live dashboard. Is different from control room, apparently. So that gets annoying of like trying to figure out, like, you know, you ask someone like, hey, why is my stream not working? Well, did you check your live control board or your dashboard? And it's like, what really is the difference with all that? It's not fun. Okay. So we got about halfway through all of it. The rest of it is spinning, front spinning, getting up, and then the monkey. So I think we can save that for next time, because obviously there's still a lot more to do with all that. Hopefully able to talk more about other stuff as well will be important as well. So let's see if we can get rid of that and just be able to play what we got here. So that's about how we got. How much we got? Wait, wasn't this one... This one is supposed to be transformed laterally. You can do that. That's why it wasn't making sense for me. Ugh. This one. Select all. Horizontal. Negative. Please let me type. Negative. Oh dear. Negative 100. Did it work? No. At least in Flash, the transformation tools are way easier to use. So some things are easier to use. Okay. Just have to do that, I guess. I'll get back in. I might have to. Let's see. Boop. Okay. Let's see. Anybody might save me. I want Clippy to come back. Clippy was fun. Oh, paperclip. He would give good notes. You know, it's like I think you're writing a letter and he would help. He was real nice. That's working pretty good. Once we add some splash of color and background, I think that'll be the rest of it. Okay. Let's see. So okay. If we want, we can see if, because I'm just more curious to see if this even will work. Type areas selective. If I go here, I want to color it. Oh, that works. So somewhere in here is not able to. If I do that. If I do that. There's a toolbar up here. If I do here. If I do both. Okay, so it thinks that it wants to have things actual closed shapes. That's interesting. Might have to go through this a lot and make sure that they. I have trouble because I'm not sure how to do this really. Like that. I'll have to do this on my own. At least to figure out like why that wasn't working. What some of these are. Might be because of that. Oh, that's weird. That's gonna get annoying. That's not working. Oof. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to do this later. I'll go to my toaster time. Let's see. Thank you guys. Let's see. Hey, thanks, Speedy, for joining us. Gonna join at the end, which probably is for the best. Once we got more stuff done. Thank you, everyone else. This has been a blast. Sorta. At least I just kind of ranted about Kappa for over an hour. Let's see. The creators of companies. It's interesting, yeah. I guess because I see like if they only see like the more franchised-ish channels, you know, then they'll think maybe that's what YouTube is, instead of it being, you know, like people like us that we just want to just draw things and have fun. Rational. Yeah, that they don't know whether it's the laws change between different countries. That's annoying too. You see a BC Brodycon? Brodycon was fun. That rumbling was outside. It must have been like a truck. I think it was. There you go. What's gonna do when creator from uploads and invites cover? Nothing? Oh man. Yeah, because it is based on American laws, so that's, I guess, yeah, technically they won't be able to enforce it, so that's annoying too. But does that mean like America is, the stupid question of it being like all of North America, or is it just like America, you know? Do like these certain laws like only like apply to like America, or can it like go to like Mexico or like Canada? Especially Canada. Canada makes more cartoons and more, not really more independent stuff. They have more cartoon TV show cartoons. So I would guess so, because FCC is just for no way to force it. That's too bad. Yeah, because everything will have different laws. So I think so. Yeah, I never really get into politics because either I don't know much about it myself, so once things start to really apply to me, then it's like, well, I guess I'll have to read up on it. Internet-wide. Yeah, if this does, you know, as the kids are not finished deciding everything for it, then no. If it is only for like American, then that's not quite how that really should work, I guess. Yeah. Again, we'll have to like look into it and just figure it out. We'll have to play it by ear, and I'll have to figure out what exactly is supposed to, what I'm supposed to do to figure things out. Twilight Zone, yeah. Yeah, that they don't think like it's, government doesn't think like, oh, if I do something, if I post a Facebook post, then maybe someone in Africa or even Russia will be able to see it. Yeah, I'm not good at politics or economics and all that. I did take a semester in college for criminal justice, so if I somehow get up in the wrong, then at least I'll know most of my rights. But yeah, anyway. Sorry that this was 90% all of that. It's just been on my mind, and this is how these streams sort of work, where if I get into get into something that we'll have to listen to me ramble about it for an hour. So anyway, for people leaving, thank you. We'll have a stream Thursday, same time, so for me, 4 p.m. PST, so whatever that'll equate to you. You're more smart, you can figure it out. But anyway, at least for now, from what I understand, everything is fine. Regardless, I'll still try to make a Christmas video, and then we'll have to see from there whether the laws start to take more effect, I suppose, and then bad things can happen. So should be interesting. For right now, the channel is just gonna be whatever eventually, we'll work on. I'm trying to think of too many things that it's like I don't want to promise too much, but it's like it sort of might have to be, or I'll have to start streaming on different places if my beautiful, pretty, bright colored cartoons are too much for adults. That was the other thing. It's like, what kind of adult would like look at like a gray and disappointing thumbnail and go, well, that must be for me. This ain't no kids video, huh? It just seems weird in that kind of a sense too. And I'm thinking from like an adult perspective, that it's like, well, this one's about sports and cartoons and arts and crafts and some video games. It's like, that's not for me. I'm an adult. It's like, ugh, sports are only for kids. That's why all the sports are played by kids? No. It's like, that they can't separate because from a kid activity is essentially the same as an adult activity. So it's just really weird that. But at the end of the day, you know what they say. This is what I say. We gotta keep these cookies away from kids. If know what's good for them. So, yeah. But I think that's about it. We'll again have a stream on Thursday, and then at least I know that I'm able to stream with comments, so that's good to know. I don't tell anyone, but I didn't click yes or no on kids if this stream was safe or not. So, don't tell anyone. But anyway, I think that's about it. Because obviously they don't enforce it, I believe, from what I understand, until 2 months, December or January. So at least for now, they should be fine. But then, oh no, my mom actually might know about that. But for right now, it's just a test and see if I'm in it safe. So at least for now, it seems okay. Because obviously they don't care about the content, at least for now, of what actually is inside it. It's just to have videos that, if you want to have more adulty videos, don't have bright colors, I guess, is still one of the biggest things, I suppose. Because I had, my whole channel is cartoons, so it's like, the ones that had a more muted tone were actually more prone to be adult compared to made for kids. So it's like, that's interesting, It's like, huh. That's actually what they are looking for. It seems that they're just looking for bright colors plus cartoons. So it's like my whole thing was cartoons, and I had a darker color tone, like it was nighttime. So it had more purple, so it's like, that was not labeled as such. So it's like, huh. Okay. But apparently a quarter of my videos have been flagged, so it's like, doesn't seem to be wholly accurate from what I can tell. Because I believe over 90%, I believe, would be made for kids in that sense. But that's still a stupid way to think about it, that it's not made for kids. It's appealing enough to a child to look into it, or to be enticed to click on it, rather than specifically made for a child, which, yeah, that's where it gets weird, because the made for a child button itself also means appealing to a child, so it's like, yeah. So even if it was unintentional, as obviously because I didn't know, that means that I'll lose features and stuff that are very useful. Anyway, I can ramble on for, as you can see, nearly hour and a half almost coming up on one topic. Tune in next time when you might hear the same topic again, or maybe something else for way too long. Got my button on the stop button. So, I'm gonna wrap up now. So thank you guys for watching. If you have no idea what this was or what I was talking about, go ahead and research it. It's really interesting to see this come to light, at least for now. It's like just bewilderment and just trying to figure it. It's the research kind of stage, before we can act kind of a stage. So for now, which is not to, again, just educate ourselves and then be sure that we're safe about it. So and then we'll be able to act later. So for now, yeah, thanks guys for watching. Tune in next time. That's about it. So see ya.